Hi, I'm Maggie Parks.
And I'm Cody Nelson, and we're the Model Realtors with Rogers Healing Associates. And today we're actually going to walk you through the home buying process here in Texas from A to Z.
Step one in the home buying process is finding the right agent. This is extremely important to the process, obviously. You want to find somebody who you click with. Some good ideas for finding an agent would be asking your friends for referrals.
And just set up some meetings. We love to meet with our buyers for a consultation, and you want everyone to kind of click, be on the same page, and to really have, you're gonna be working on a lot of steps together.
Yeah, so it's not a bad
relationship.
idea to have consultations with more than one agent. It's kind of like finding a doctor. You wanna, interview them to make sure that everybody clicks.
Yeah. So step two is getting pre-approved, and you can actually reach out to your agent for a list of mortgage professionals that they have a body of success with and a great track record in their market, and that would be, it's really crucial for getting started.
It is, and it also saves a lot of wasted time. It's so heartbreaking when you start to look at houses before you've spoken to a lender and you're looking in the wrong price range when ultimately the lender is going to tell you what price range you should be looking at. So it's pointless to start looking at houses until you have that number from your lender, and just save yourself some heartache and wasted time.
Absolutely, and they will be able to work different scenarios for you, so you can kind of play out what kind of lifestyle you're going to have as far as what you want your monthly payment to be. And there are some hidden things that you don't really factor in with online calculators, such as property taxes.
Exactly.
So it's really,
this is one of the most important steps of the home buying process, for sure. So step three in the home buying process is getting set up with auto emails from the MLS portal. Once you've spoken to your agent and you've gotten pre-approved and you know what price range you're looking in, you and your agent will sit down and you will give them the very specific criteria that you're looking for in a home. Your agent will then go into MLS and set up auto emails that will automatically pull every day the listings that fit your criteria, so you get them delivered to your inbox the second they're available.
Yes, and this is really the simplest way to keep your listings organized. You can go in there and we can fine tune the criteria as you go. You can trash what doesn't work, and
you can highlight your favorites.
You're gonna see the updates quicker than they get pushed out to the other search engines that are available.
And this also helps your agent as we start to see which ones you're categorizing as favorites or putting in the trash or marking as a maybe. It helps us kind of understand what direction you're going in and what
you're responding to. Yeah. Step four are the tours, and this is the fun part. This is where we get to go into the homes. So from your portal, we'll see, your favorites. We'll try to set up a time to schedule all of those, and it's a busy day. We try to limit our showings so that you're not seeing so many things that they all run together.
It can be overwhelming if you see too many in one day.
And it's great to have a notepad, an ink pen, to take notes for each property that you're in and revisit your list of must-haves, what checks all the boxes, what do you realize once you're in the property, maybe you could do without. So yeah, that one's a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is the fun part. This is where it all starts to come together. And also, as you're looking through the listings in your portal, photographs aren't always accurate. You can't really get a sense of the neighborhood where you're actually going to be living. So this is where it all becomes tangible.
Yeah.
Step five in the home buying process is taking a closer look at the property that you've decided you are ready to possibly move forward with an offer. You are going to have your agent contact the agent that represents the property, and you're going to request things like a seller's disclosure. You're going to figure out, how long has it been on the market? Have they had any offers? How did that contract work out? If a previous buyer walked away, what was the reason? This is kind of where you just dig in.
Pull out your magnifying glass and really decide how you're going to present your offer.
Exactly.
Yeah. Step six is the contract. So this can be a little bit stressful, but we are here to walk you through each and every paragraph of the contract, give you our tips and suggestions, and help you form your best offer to present. And it can go back and forth over a few days. It doesn't necessarily just work out on the first go.
Yeah, once you submit an offer, the seller then sometimes will counter your offer, and then you have the right to accept their counter. Many times you can counter back and they'll counter back. It can go back and forth several times until there's a meeting of the minds and everybody can agree on all the terms of the contract. And once everybody signs on the dotted line, you are officially executed.
That's right.
Step 7 is the option period. Now in Texas real estate, it's a little unique. We have a part of the contract where you can pay a fee to the seller and have a certain amount of days to do some extra detective work, inspections. The second that you execute the contract, you have to deposit your earnest money, which is your good faith deposit, and the option fee within a certain amount of days after you've executed the contract.
That's right. And from this point, this really just gives you the opportunity to come in, like she said, do your due diligence without the possibility of somebody else coming in and buying it out from underneath you. So it's really a great benefit to the buyer here. And from that process, you will be able to go back to the negotiations table based on your findings and ask for repairs, ask for price adjustment, or say, hey, we've made a great find, and move forward to closing.
And another great thing is if none of that does work out and you decide that you need to walk away from the property because you paid the option fee, you will retain your earnest money if you terminate the contract.
Right, and you can walk away. Step 8 is the financing period. Now this is a period in the contract when the buyer has a responsibility to be getting all of their documents into their lender, if you're using a lender, of course, and the lender will be ordering a third-party appraisal to come and size up the property, and that is kind of relative to what sort of financing you are receiving, if it's a VA or conventional, what have you.
Yes, and this is a period of time when you will be speaking with your lender on a daily basis, and they will be asking for a lot of documentation, which can feel overwhelming for a lot of buyers, but there's a lot of very strict timelines that your lender is also having to follow, so it's very important that you respond and work with your lender in a timely manner.
Right, and if for some reason that you are not able to obtain financing or the property does not meet appraisal, this is the opportunity where you can still walk away from the contract without any penalty.
Step 9 is the final details. As we get closer to closing, if you're getting a loan, your lender will require that you have a homeowner's insurance policy in place. Now, as your agents, we can give you a list of homeowners insurance companies that we like. Your lender will probably have somebody that they work with, and you will have to have that policy in place for the loan to be approved.
That's right. And the other detail that is often part of the contract is a residential service contract. And there are several companies that provide these. We often call them a home warranty. And basically, if something breaks the first year, like a hot water heater, or if your AC needs serviced, or an appliance perhaps, for a small fee, they will send a technician out to service it, and it's a great benefit.
It is, and a lot of times in the contract, as the buyer, you can request that the seller reimburses you for the yearly cost of that.
Step 10 is your closing. Woo-hoo! This is what we've all been waiting for. This is the best part, right? So a lot of people don't realize you actually have to be available for closing. You'll have to sign all of the documents, and a few days before, your lender should have given you an exact detailed amount that you're going to need to bring with you to closing in a cashier's check, or set up a wire or something like that.
And that will include your down payment and any closing costs that you might have incurred. And then once you bring that and the bank sends over their part of the money, it's funded and you get your keys.
Yay!
And the house is yours.